This podcast is sponsored by CDO Group, the industry leader providing a full range of construction and project management services. CDO Group has managed thousands of projects in all 50 states. Their group of experts provides systems, processes, and procedures to make sure that your projects turn over on time and on budget every single time. With over 24 years of experience, CDO Group is the industry's leader in construction management and general contracting services. To find them, go to cdogroup.com. Hi, and welcome to the Future of Development podcast. My name's Anthony Amunategui, and I'm here to inspire people to find amazing careers in the construction development world. If you like our podcast, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. If you really like our podcast, make sure you hit the little bell. This week, I'm joined by Kristi Martindale from Sarcos Robotics. Kristi, welcome to the show. I'm excited to have a robotics. Sarcos Robotics is up to some really amazing things, and I'm excited about having you guys on the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. I'm thrilled to be sharing our story with the world.
It took a little bit of us finagling to get together, and we're both running 100 miles an hour. And the first time Eric brought this into my office, I was like, "Oh my God, this is I got to go play with these. This is amazing." As we look at where construction's going, right? Construction has built this world. It's amazing what we have: the cities, the towns, the homes. We have hardworking people, building amazing things. And it's not always the safest spot to be in, right? Oftentimes, there's lots of injuries and people get hurt. And, with technologies like yours, with an exoskeleton that helps people, lift and do that kind of stuff, I can really start to see how we make it safer for our folks to get home every night.
Absolutely. Our Guardian XO and Guardian XT product line are specifically addressed to deal with those injuries and worker shortages that are found across a lot of industrial sectors, but certainly the construction industry has its fair share. When we did our research, we looked at some of the pain points within in the industry, and the most common cause of worker deaths in construction is falls, getting struck by an object. Sometimes that's the scaffolding, other types of things, electrocution, and then getting caught in between items. And those are called Fatal 4 within OSHA, and they're responsible for more than half of the deaths in construction. And if we're able to prevent those, we would save over 500 lives in a year in just the US.
Look, if we just stop right there, because one, that's really important to me, to make sure that men and women that in this business get home. If we just honor your company for doing that, look, world, that's a big deal to me, because I know how hard it is. I know how hard our people work every single day. And when I see that and companies up to this, I want to make sure I shine a bright light on that, because, it's not just that. You guys are not just in the construction world. You guys are also in the military world. And, I think that's another spot where I honor the folks that protect our country, the stuff that they do for us, and products like yours that are making it safer for them to operate. That's pretty freaking awesome. So thanks for doing that. Let's tell me a little bit about Sarcos and robotics and how you guys came to be. Give me a little bit about the path and how did you guys come into play?
So Sarcos Robotics was originally a part of the University of Utah, and it spun out in 1983, and it was focused on high dexterous robotics types of solutions. So they've done everything from the Bellagio fountains to the Jurassic Park dinosaur, also the Utah arm, which is, I believe, still one of the best-selling prosthetic arms in the country. And so they have a deep, rich history in developing systems and solutions and products that are really dexterous and easy to manipulate. And in 2015, there was a management buyout, and the focus at that point in time was to take those technologies and focus them on the industrial sector with the mission of saving lives and preventing injuries. That is really the core of everything we do. So we took all of our learnings and all of the investment over the years in all of the different technologies and said, what can we do with these technologies to address the pain points in the industrial sector? And the result of that effort is the Guardian XO and the Guardian XT product lines. But really, again, the focus is on that high dexterity and putting those items to work in ways that we can help augment what a human is capable of doing while keeping them safe.
All right, so the Guardian Exo. Let's talk about that product first. So that's an exoskeleton, right? So I would have the skeleton. I would strap myself into it, and talk to me a little bit about how it operates.
You would strap yourself in. It's a full body robot. So your feet would be standing on the feet of the robot. So you're fully inside. The robot bears the weight of you, the item it's lifting, and itself. So you're not feeling any of the weight of the robot. It is kinematically equivalent. So what that means is as you operate and as you move, it's just operating as an extension of you. You're not pushing or pulling or having to manage the robot. The robot is just reacting to how you are moving as a human being. It has the capability of lifting up to 200 pounds. So it's satisfying that lift gap that we see between OSHA's guidelines of 35 pounds up to the 200 pounds where you traditionally see a forklift or something of that nature taking over.
That's awesome. Now I'm as strong as a forklift on a job site. I think that's what's fun is that you are still, you've got this superhuman strength. Right now, I get to be a superhero on the job site, and I've got something that's helping me do that without, every single construction worker I know has a bad back or bad shoulders, and we've been forced to lift things repetitively, and the amount of injuries that we sustain in this industry is tremendous, right? Having an exoskeleton that I can put myself into and it can do the heavy lifting for me, that's pretty awesome. Talk to me about, so that's the exo, right? And that's the exoskeleton portion of that. And, as you guys are developing that, when do you guys expect that to come off the line?
The Guardian Exo is currently in beta development, and our goal is to have commercial availability at the end of 2022.
The end of 2022. That's awesome. So I can go out there and, so are you ready to have me go out and try it out? I'm coming. So just let me know. I'm coming out to. I want one of these, and I'm not sure. I just want to walk around with them and show off my muscles. So, look, I definitely want to get into it. There's hundreds of places you could really start to see where this could apply to, right? And it's. What's fun about this is that today, as we look at, the labor shortages and the amount of people that we're losing and the percentage of, how skinny our margins are, being able to have, a way of making us more effective, a lot safer. That's really what we're looking for, right? Productivity and safety combined into one. I think that's a lot of fun. That's really what is inspiring, right? To care about where and what's happening to our people. That's a big deal. So let's talk about the XT. So the Guardian XT, that product is a little bit different, right? So that one is the robotic arms that are on. We can mount on anything that we want.
Right. The Guardian XT is a teleoperated arms essentially. So you can put them on a boom truck, scissor lifts. Even a mobile base. So that might be a product that would be used to install solar panels as an example. The arms, similar to the Guardian Exo, because they are the Guardian Exo arms, it's the top part, can lift up to 200 pounds. So each arm lifts up to 100 pounds in weight. And the key, and what I find really exciting about the Guardian XT, is it's teleoperated, meaning that you don't have to be in that sphere of danger wherever they're at height. There's a lot of companies that are putting mandates out that they want their workers out of heights. The injuries and deaths associated with at height work is pretty severe. So they're looking to, again, get their people out of those dangerous situations. And the Guardian XT we see as an opportunity to do that.
Not just solar panels. I mean, the hard part here is getting solar panels up on these two-story buildings and these homes. Being able to do the amount of them that are going up there. You're up on some rickety ladder, or if in order to get safe, you have to set up such a complex scaffolding setup that it becomes kind of cost prohibitive, right? Everything that you need to do to make this work now becomes, a little out of the price range. Being able to have a robotic arms that can go up there and do this for us, you can think of all the places you could do this in. Painting, tree trimming, electrical, all the places that, getting up on those on live wires up there, all those places that put our humans in danger. You can really quickly see how this is going to change that safety.
Absolutely. And something you mentioned earlier that I think is also so key to both of our solutions, and we call it opening up the aperture of the workforce. There is a worker shortage in industries across every sector, right? And a lot of that is caused from people aging out of the industry. You talked about how rigorous and how difficult it is on people's bodies. It's really a lot of injuries and pain caused. So workers are aging out, or they just physically can't do the jobs anymore. But with our Guardian XO or Guardian XT, somebody like me who couldn't lift 200 pounds if my life depended on it would be able to do those types of heavy lift jobs, or teleoperate and do a job that maybe I wouldn't be able to do normally. Some of the jobs we look at with the Guardian XT is, I'm sure you've seen and lifted those torque guns that are having to torque those really big bolts on, say, a bridge or a scaffolding. And those torque guns, they don't sound heavy, but they're about 20 pounds. And if you think about the weight and the different areas you have to manage that, and do that, 200,000 times, because that's how many bolts there are, and what that fatigue does to your arm and shoulder and your back, it's pretty significant. So we are very excited about the myriad of applications that we're seeing in the sector that we think we can be helpful in and help get the people out of those dangerous and painful situations.
You bring up a great point. The things that technology is giving us the opportunity. It's spreading out the workable workforce, right? I mean, Uber did that with cab driving, right? It was great to watch how you didn't have to go through extensive courses and classes. Today you could drop your kids off at school and then go make 50 or 100 or whatever you want to do in the afternoon driving Uber, and the app kind of did that for you, right? And anybody could be. You didn't have to be a trained. All you had to do is have to know how to drive. Now, as you start to look at technologies like this, it would be amazing to watch, see you get up there, and now all of a sudden you've got someone who didn't look like a construction worker before, now able to do those things that were very difficult to do at best, and make it a lot safer. You're right. That and the reliability of having something that you prevent me from straining my back or pulling out my shoulder or all the stuff that goes on there. So tell me about, I saw you guys had another one. There was a Guardian GT. What's that about?
The Guardian GT is a bespoke product. So really it's custom developed to a specific application or need. He's our big boy. Each arm can lift up to 500 pounds. It's also teleoperated. Its original design and build for that one was for nuclear decommissioning. So really making sure you're at a distance. It could be, you can use fiber optic communications to communicate with the robot and control it. That is really, depending on the task, we would custom build it for a customer, but 500-pound lift capacity in each arm. And the videos, when you take a look at those, you can see extraordinary dexterity. And what we call it is a kinematic equivalency. So what that means is the eyes on the robot and the shoulders of the robot are at the same placement as your eyes to your shoulders. So as you're operating it, it's just this natural fluid extension. And when you come out to visit us, we'll let you try it out. That it is a lot of fun.
Hey, you guys all heard that, right? You guys all heard. She said, I get to go try this. Listen, everybody that's on this podcast, you guys heard her say that. So you guys know that I'm going to go play with these toys. So, Kristi, you've got me set up for this. I'm heading out to check this out as quick as I can. I saw that, that's what's fun about robotics companies is that as a little boy, I loved creating things. I love making. My mom didn't like it so much when I took the refrigerator and made a bedroom fan out of it, and her garage refrigerator didn't work. She was like, "Oh, great, my boy's a genius. Now I don't have a refrigerator in the garage," and loved creating stuff. It was a lot of fun to do it, and it's got to be a lot of fun to be around your team as they continue to develop all these neat ideas. I saw you had another one that crawls around in pipes.
Right, the Guardian GS, and so that is our mobile inspection robot. He's our little guy, so he only weighs about 17 pounds. He's about 52 inches long, and his role is to go into those dangerous areas where humans can't go or they shouldn't go. So if you can imagine doing inspections underground, or it's been in to do boiler inspections in the construction world, pre-commissioning of oil and gas facilities. And so some of the stories I hear in the world, I've got to say, the construction world, the people that work in it are some of the most creative people, because we're coming in with this solution, and the way they're doing it today, I mean, some of the pre-commissioning, they send somebody laying on a skateboard through these pipes because the pipes are too small for a person to really maneuver around. And so we're able to put this mobile inspection robot that has 360-degree views. You can mount sensors on the Guardian GS, so it can do other types of inspections. You could put like a biochem sensor on it as an example. So that, again, it can be remotely operated, and the person doesn't have to get in the area. It can fit into an area that's less than 8 inches in diameter, so a human actually couldn't physically get in that amount of space. So again, going back to our core of keeping people safe and out of harm's way, the Guardian S fits under that model as well.
I think that's what's fun is you can't. Right now you guys are you've got these models out there now, and I see you've got some for the defense world, and you've got a bunch of other technology that your company's doing, which is amazing. What's fun is to start to really imagine where these can go, right? What are the opportunities that we haven't even identified yet, right? I continue to stretch our minds to go, all right, what are some of the other places that we weren't even thinking about before that make this an opportunity for us to take robotics into play, and exoskeletons into play, so that we become more effective. And I think that's a lot of fun, right? To be able to really think outside the box and start to create new ideas and better ventures, and become more, ultimately go faster and be more profitable at things. I think that's what every construction company owner is looking for. I'm looking for. How do I make the project more effective? You can see where this is heading.
Absolutely. I have the best job ever. I am so excited to go out and talk to our customers. And you're right, we'll have one idea in mind, and they come back with 50 other opportunities and areas that is a pain point that they can see a solution and see how we can help work with them to solve those problems. So it's a very exciting time to be in our industry. It's a very exciting time for the construction industry, and I can't wait to see how it evolves over the years. I'm thrilled to be a part of a company that is bringing technologies to areas that didn't benefit as much from the previous technology, the digital era, if you will. So very excited to be a part of that transformation.
Well, I'm excited to have you on, and seriously, thanks for coming on and taking the time to spend with us. If folks are as excited about your product as I am, and they want to get a hold of you, what's the best place for them to catch up with you?
So sarcos.com. I'm also Kristi Martindale on LinkedIn. So happy to get any inquiries and answer those. And then through our website, there is a contact us, request a demo, all of those good things that people want to do.
All right. And you guys heard it here, sarcos.com, sarcos.com. And you guys heard her say that I get to go play with all these all these things, right? You heard her, right? So I have you guys as my witness that I get to go out to the R&D team out there and try them on and play with them. All right, I'm grateful for the time together with you and your group, and thanks for showing off your new wares and what you guys are up to. Every time you guys have a development, please come back and inspire us to think bigger and safer for our people. Look, what you guys are up to is great, and our show wants to show it off every time we can. We really are grateful for what you're doing for the industry, and keep inspiring, keep pushing forward. You guys are up to great things, and we are grateful.
Thank you. Very appreciative of your time and honored that you had us on the call today. So thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. My name is Anthony Amunategui, always looking for people to bring insight into the industry, finding ways to inspire people to have amazing careers in the development world. If you liked our podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. If you really liked our podcast, make sure you hit the little bell. Thanks again for listening. Please share it with your friends.